We're going to talk about a few things, and I think it's only fair that I go over all of these details because I'm seeing a lot of out-of-context clips being taken and spread in a lot of places, and I realized this when I woke up this morning to a bunch of very unkind messages, which is fair enough. I'm going to go over a few things about the Candybbug video here because I did indeed react to the apology or follow-up video on stream yesterday, and it ended up unlisted, and I will explain why that is later because it was not to hide anything. I want to go through a few things just to kind of debunk a lot of these very out-of-context moments that have been taken from the stream and just give you my honest thoughts on the whole Candybbug situation by the end of this video. This all started because some people said that I was incredibly aggressive in my original reaction and that I sent people to kind of brigade her video and send her death threats, which I urge the people that actually believe that to go and watch the original video. Yes, it is 2 hours long, but I think you will find that it was nowhere near as inflammatory as a lot of people are kind of making it out to be. I thought for the most part it was a very fair criticism, very fair reaction, and the fact that this was their first video had kind of nothing to do with the reason that I decided to watch it in the first place. It was just recommended to me. But I'll let you all be the judge of that if you want to agree or disagree with that. That's honestly not my prerogative. That's not on me, and it's probably on the lower end of the list of what people are actually saying, which is kind of crazy. So I watched the apology last stream, which I will be setting back to public after this, by the way. Again, there was not any specific reason for it other than what I'm about to explain. I was also accused of deleting all of my live streams from the past week, which I found rich, considering I just haven't streamed in the past week. I went to Germany with my girlfriend and my two real-life friends, Minsleaf and the Jonathan, to go watch BTS and just chill, you know, take some time off of work. So I didn't know any of this stuff was going on, if I can be honest. I had no idea. So yesterday was my first stream back, and people obviously wanted me to watch that video. I had it recommended on YouTube a lot, and Twitch not so much, but that's fair. So there was no deleted live streams. There was also the fact that a lot of people are saying that I called her racist, and that sent a lot of like racist flood to her apparently, and started causing other people to call her racist, which number one is genuinely just not the case, and I'll again show that in the video that I'm about to play. First of all, we've got this one, which is why some people for some reason thought that I called her racist, which was here.
The Tribal Chronicles. Instead, those honors are given to Seat Lolly and Varesa.
Well, Auroran's a 4-star. Is Jansen a 4-star? I forget, bro. Yeah, so they're both 4 stars, and these are obviously 5 stars are going to get more special treatment.
The latter of which we hadn't even met during the Nautilus Archon quest. She was literally invented just to take Jansen's place. I wonder why that is.
Okay. I don't think that's the case. I'm starting to think this person might just really dislike Natlan, everything about Natlan.
Invented just to take Jansen's place. I wonder why that is.
Racism is the reason she's thinking, clearly. But now listen, could there be a different reason? Of course there could, but I thought it was pretty obvious. This is quite a large sentiment in the Genshin community, to be honest, and I wasn't even saying that this was an incorrect thing. This is the crazy thing. Not necessarily. I don't see it that way, but a lot of people do seem to think that that is the reason why Varesa was there to kind of take Jansen's spot. I personally just found it very strange to begin with that Jansen was the one shown in the Teyvat chapter storyline preview and then not a big part of the main, you know, faction in that sense. But at the same time, I mean, Diluc was shown in, you know, in the Teyvat chapter storyline preview, and Sino, and I feel like there were other characters that had a much larger role to play in the plot. But that's besides the point. I was not calling Candybbug racist here. I think that's very obvious. I was implying that the reason she thought Varesa was invented to take over Jansen's place while zooming into them both is probably like internalized racism at Hoyo. That's what I was implying. Could I be wrong? 100%. It's just my opinion. But it seemed like that was the obvious implication here. My bad if it got misconstrued along the way, I guess, but I really don't think it did until people started spreading that agenda around. And then the rest of the stuff comes because we get into the apology, right? The whole apology. Now, the actual recording was about 1 hour and 5 minutes. I have cut some stuff out here for the sole purpose of it was never intended to be privated, basically. So you can go to Twitch and see the full thing if you want to sit through the whole thing. I've picked apart the pieces that a lot of people seem to be misconstruing, and the rest of the stuff is of a similar vibe, to be honest. TLDR here, The follow-up here is not necessarily an apology from Candybbug, and again, I don't even necessarily think it has to be an apology. It's them basically saying that the response that they got was not warranted, which I do actually agree with, and also them kind of doubling down on a few of their points, which, you know what, good for them, bro. If they actually believe that stuff, then it is what it is. Like, who am I to change their mind, you know? But I also have my own opinions. And I just really don't like the fact that some people seem to think that I can't base an opinion on their opinion because of, like, sub count. Bro, their video got more views than any of mine in the past, like, year. Like, it's not about that. It's just not. It was literally just what was recommended to me. But anyway, let's get onto this and see. So the first big thing is that people were saying that I was laughing at the fact that she got death threats. That's a big kind of out of context clip that's going around at the minute, apparently. The fact that and again, this is what's happening, that I laughed at the death threats she was receiving, which is not the case. I am a big advocate for, you know, not doing fucked up shit like that. I woke up this morning to my own slew of death threats, and I know where you live specifically in my YouTube community post, which is always fun, but that's not about this. So let's just play it and see. Memes and jokes aside here, because this is a very serious topic. I've heard that this person is getting death threats and such from members. This was before we started the reaction. The Genshin community all over Twitter. It should be an obvious statement to make, but that is never okay. Right? Can we just come together as a community to realize that it's never that deep? I'm gonna go here. Right? Jesus Christ. Like, this is before seeing the video. It's just, her video was not that deep as to warrant anything like death threats or anything remotely similar. And I pretty made that clear in the original reaction, bro. The original reaction is genuinely pretty fucking tame if you actually take your time to watch it and don't just watch like 3 out of context clips, I promise you. I do not condone any kind of harassment at all. Criticism on a video is one thing. I've been through it myself. I've also been through the whole death threat situation myself. It's not nice. No, I don't think this person deserves that anywhere near. They don't.
Times already.
So this is the second clip. These are with a lot of fluff cut out. Again, you can go watch the original one if you want to see the entire thing. I don't think I've left anything like egregious out, and if I did, it's definitely not my intent, by the way, just as a heads up. Hence putting it public again. You can go check it out. Oh, let me explain this, actually. So the reason... I literally posted a message straight after stream in my Discord. So I have a couple of little sponsored segments during my streams that I need to highlight and upload somewhere, the highlights. I could not highlight anything from my Twitch yesterday, and I don't know why. So I tried everything from putting it in a collection to unlisting it to literally trying to export it and stuff, and nothing was working. I mentioned it in my Discord. I mentioned it on Twitter. And I went to bed because, if you can't tell, I'm sick right now. I have multiple empty tablet packets. I'm really not well because I got secondhand con flu from Minsleaf and the Jonathan, I think. But I forgot to put it back public, and then I woke up to a slew of, oh my god, he's deleting things. It's not deleted, it's just unpublished because I was trying to highlight certain parts of it to upload as proof of sponsorship stuff. That part is really not as deep as people are making it out to be, but yet again, out of context clips. So here's this part. Let's go back to the beginning. I don't think this person deserves that anywhere near.
Times already.
Okay, so this is the first time they showed the death threats, and I want you to pay attention to my face here, because this is where people are saying that I laughed at the death threats that they had. These messages are horrific. You can see this one, I think, fully. Yeah, entirely. All of these messages are death threats. This top right one is not. It's just an incredibly petty message, and you can see the disgust in my face as I read through these. Right, then I get to this top right one, which I read, fed your art to AI since I felt like annoying you, kiss, or X, right? And this is what made my reaction go like this. Okay, a lot of these are fucked up, Jesus Christ. Again, the clip that is circulating gets cut at the laugh. It doesn't even include that a lot of these are fucked up. So it's clearly just a malicious clip. And then I go on to say, again, these are fucking horrible people, bro. These are horrible people. This one, though, this might be some of the most petty shit. Both of these messages might be the 2 most petty messages I have ever seen in my life. Oh my god. Now listen, it's very fucking obvious here that I'm not laughing at the fact that she was receiving death threats. If you've got a pair of functioning eyes and at least one brain cell to muster up the courage to even consider that as an option, I think it's very obvious, right? Now, where I was at fault for here is hyper-focusing on the lighter-hearted comment here instead of the egregious ones, even though I did give them, you know, their platform time. I should have made it more clear that I was obviously denouncing the death threats. I really just didn't think I'd need to. I thought it was very obvious, time and time again, that I'm obviously not advocating for death threats about fucking pixels on a screen. And that's what I refer to when I say it's just not that deep, bro. Like, her original video is not deep enough to warrant these death threats. Girl, I hope you know how much you're getting dragged on Twitter. OC ass looking like Chaska, so you both equally chopped anyways. Fed your art to AI since I felt like annoying you. This is pity laughs, bro. This is shock. Genuinely, you can. I feel like you can tell. Like, maybe it's because it's my own reactions and I know what I'm thinking at the time, but kiss. Bro, people out here are getting fucking insane. My God.
Similarly, I have got...
This is a new clip. These are all going to be pretty much new clips going forward, I think. But that's all I wanted to say about that. Obviously, I'm not condoning death threats. Obviously, I never laughed at the death threats. I really do feel like that's obvious, but people are going to cherry pick, clips to take out of context and start spreading rumors. I guess whether you choose to believe them is up to you guys. All I can say is, obviously, for me, that was never the intent, ever. I would also really much like to talk to Candybbug as well, to be honest, and just apologize if any of my actions did cause unwarranted harm her way, because it's just not fair, and I say that multiple times. There's other parts of this video that I go through that about, but we'll see.
And lots of accusations of racism because of what I said about Notlan.
So this was the part about racism where a lot of people seem to think that I was the reason for her getting hate about racism because of what I said about the whole Veressa and Yansan situation, but she says here herself, dude, the reason why she was getting called racist was something entirely different. If you give it a listen, hold on. It was like, people out here getting fucking... It was an entirely different topic, apparently. Insane. My God.
Similarly, I have gotten lots of accusations of racism because of what I said about Notlan, specifically about thinking a Gladiator plotline would have worked better than the canon plot. I think...
Which I agreed with her to an extent, actually, and I do not think that... I'll just let it play. There's a lot to get through here. Racism for that? I thought it was just a really bad take, to be honest. I would not have put racism in there. It was just a really shitty plot idea because we'd already basically been through what she wanted. What she wanted Natlan to be was Raiden Shogun 2.0. That would have been boring as fuck. But I didn't see anything racist about it. I think people are stretching that one, maybe.
Ultimately, for me, this comes down to war not working as a divine ideal in concept, which is something I also said in the video. Because gladiators was the first thing that came to mind as a way that an Archon could uphold war, just as the other Archons uphold their ideals.
Yeah, I think I had the same idea, to be fair, before Natlan came out. I literally thought the same thing as her. For anybody that knows my content and has been watching me, I said the exact same thing. I imagined the Stadium of Sacred Flame as this gladiatorial-style arena, and when we learnt about all the other stuff, that kind of stereotype, like, washed away, right? Because we got more developed information and more developed lore, but I thought it would be like a Colosseum-type thing, especially when we got the teasers for Natlan. Because the Stadium of Sacred Flame with like Capitano and stuff as well, the combat and stuff was being held like a Colosseum-esque thing.
This idea had nothing to do with the race or culture of the characters from Natlan, but I can see how it might have come off that way. And again, I'm sorry for that.
I give total grace here, bro. Like, again, there's some things in the video where she doubles down on, and this is, I would say, one of them, but I definitely see where she's coming from with this one. I can see it 100%. Maybe, again, it's just because I had a similar opinion. But even without that, I don't... Or maybe it's just because I'm not part of the culture that was affected by it as well, to be honest. I personally didn't take that as a racist statement, even in the OG React.
A lot of the Natlan...
Like I said, people are shocked by this, but when you go watch the original React, you will see I actually agreed with quite a few different parts of that video from beginning, middle to end. It wasn't just, a hit takedown piece of destroy this person's career before it begins. That was never, ever the intent. But that is what's going around.
And also the stuff I said about Nefer must be viewed in...
Wouldn't say racism, but definitely stereotypes. Stereotypes of what, though? What did we... I was genuinely trying hard to process this. I guess this is a post-analysis of Natlan, not before. I'm trying to think of what I thought of before Natlan was even out and stuff, and then just purely based off visuals, and we met like maybe one or two people that had ever even been. I'm gonna let this play for a second while I blow my nose, but I'm gonna be muted. So to Natlan, one of them was fucking Liban. Then I did think it was gonna be like a Colosseum-esque type thing with dragons and shit. But I guess if this is a post-analytical discussion about Natlan after we learn everything and what people were there to do and stand for, then I guess I can see the stereotype thing. But I don't know. It depends on how hard people are going at her on Twitter for it, because I feel like that, compared to the Linnea thing, is like... That could be misinterpreted. The Linnea stuff could not. The Linnea stuff is set in stone, and that is just a dog shit take. But I think she also kind of understands this, and she does also double down on the Linnea stuff, to which I'm like, I vehemently disagree. Sorry. I vehemently disagree with pretty much all of the stuff that she said about Linnea, because it seemed like a lot of headcanons that were projected as truths to the game, basically. But her doubling down on it just means she believes in what she says at the end of the day, right? And did I get a little bit emotional during that? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I did. Not I guess, because that's just pushing it off. I did. And is it just pixels on a screen? Should I be that bothered? Probably not, to be honest. That's why I say it's just not that deep. But at the same time, I think the other stuff that she said can definitely affect real people, about like the portraying a character on the autism spectrum and then calling her actions creepy and stuff, when that's what people with autism actually do. That's a different ballgame entirely, which can't really be misinterpreted, right? Or maybe it can, but I find it hard to misinterpret.
A lot of the Notlan stuff, and also the stuff I said about Nefer, must be viewed in a historical context. Like at the end of the last video, I made kind of an offhand comment about how Nefer's plot about receiving discriminatory treatment by the academia kind of falls flat for me, and I realized after seeing a bunch of comments about that too that I should have explained myself more.
Yeah, so this one is, I'll let the video explain the majority of this, by the way. I'm probably going to shut the fuck up for a while soon, because I do go through it in this quite a bit, but I guess I'll give more context where it's necessary, because I definitely did, like I say, get confused a lot during this.
I wasn't intending to imply that people with pale skin don't experience racism. That's, of course, something that happens a lot.
I never thought that, personally. I didn't think that's what she was trying to get across, I don't think.
But Nefer comes from an area in the game where mostly people with tanner skin live. And I know that it's implied that she's not actually from there, but I think the point still stands. In Nefer's story, she gets a chance to study at the academia, but she quickly notices that the assignments that she's been given are easier than her peers. It's obvious from the context clues here that the school sees her as less intelligent because of where she's from. This is based in real life, of course. People of minoritized races, especially black and brown people, have been historically perceived as less intelligent than fair-skinned people.
Now, the part that you're about to hear is from, and I say this, I'm a person that is very, I don't know everything, and I'm very aware that I don't know everything, and I try not, as much as possible, to speak on things that I have no idea about, right? I am a person that likes to become more educated, and I feel like that's a reason why I love doing these kind of think pieces, because I don't know everything, and I'm not trying to, you know, prove things as fact or fiction. I'm just out here giving my thoughts and opinions and learning with you guys on the way, and that's why I like doing these reactions so much. But yeah.
Countless examples of these groups having their intelligence and humanity undermined through incredibly racist propaganda. It's the fact that they chose...
Is that a thing that happens in the real world? This is, again... I want to make this very clear, by the way. This is coming from an incredibly privileged white man perspective, okay? And I'm very much aware of that. Is it a thing in different cultures where schools will make it easier for people of different, like, ethnicities and stuff because they deem them as less intelligent? Yes, it's a thing that happens in real life. Yes. Personally, no. Well, I don't mean necessarily for you personally, like, responding to this in chat. I just mean, like, in the world, I guess. Yeah, it does, unfortunately. They also do this with disabled people. See, I know that they do, like, special ed classes, like, even in the UK, right? It's like a specialized version of education. But typically, from what I knew about in the UK, that was because... like, the people that would be involved in that is people that actually had learning difficulties, not people of a different ethnicity or race or, like, I guess, like, physical disability. But I'm from the UK. It's a very different place to a lot of other areas of the world. So just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? Necessarily. But it was because people genuinely just needed a different environment to learn in. Special ed is different. Now I am getting confused then, but that's fair. So that is a different... Like I say, I'm not perfect. I do learn as I go thing. Because, like, in my head, what I always imagined, and again, coming from a very privileged place, what I always imagined is if there were racial discrimination on people's smartness, I guess in my head, I always deemed it as something that they would not make easier because they wouldn't want people that they deem inferior, like, completing it, right? Yeah, I worded this pretty badly. What I mean is, if there were racial discrimination on education, I really would have thought it would have been the opposite way around. I wouldn't have thought, for example, if someone went to a very... I'm going to use black and white terms here. So if someone went to a very white area, right, and they were black, and they were deemed as less smart and inferior as a race, which is ridiculous, of course. But if that was the case, I would have thought that the people in power, the white people, you can reverse the roles as well, it works the same either way, would have made things harder for the other race so that they couldn't pass and they would forever be lower. For some reason in my head, I always thought that would be the case instead of them making it easier so that they could pass and like merge with society a bit more. But I think I go on to explain why I think it's just fucking movie brain rot, to be honest. I don't know. I think that's just a very movie-brained take from me. You know what I mean? It's what you see in movies. It's not how it happens in the real world. That's what you see in the movies. Okay. I should just let myself fucking talk. Not necessarily what happens in real life, I guess. Or maybe it did back in the day, but not now. I don't know.
Undermined through incredibly racist propaganda. It's the fact that they chose Nefer as the character to experience this story out of all the people who live in the desert who have darker skin is what makes it fall flat for me.
Well, sure. Okay, I get that. But wasn't the point because Nefer did have fair skin? Like that was the point. Wasn't it? It was at this part that I started to get genuinely pretty confused by what the like perceived problem was. Or is that her problem? Because the desert dwellers, as they call them, are typically of darker complexion, and Nefer was the odd one out. Is she saying her problem is it should have been done the other way around, like the forest watchers or the forest people? There should have been a darker skinned person in the forest that went to the desert because of racial discrimination? Is that what she's saying? Yes, that was exactly the point. Okay, so it's just they used the wrong stereotype, basically, right? She wants more POC representation. I think that's fair. I do think that's very fair. I've always thought that was kind of a fair thing, to be honest. I think she wants Nefer to be dark-skinned. I don't think that's what she's saying, because I don't think it would have made sense still. I think what she's saying is, instead of it being a pale person, getting outcast by... I think I could put this in a better words now. I'll still let it play out so you get the full context, but I think she just wanted kind of a, not necessarily a role reversal situation, but a depiction of kind of the typical race behavior that is more akin to what actually happened in real life, so that POC's actually got better representation, even of the bad, not necessarily just the good, right? Because it's very important to kind of talk about history, how it happened and stuff, and this is a game at the end of the day, so it's not necessarily as egregious as like rewriting history in real life, of course, but I think it's important to learn the bad side of your history so that things don't repeat in the future. Darker-skinned people, she would rather it be the other way around, where it's more equal to what happened in the past in real life, right? Maybe I also explained it really badly then, to be honest. I've got a fucking cloudy brain this past couple of days. I'm not going to cap, bro. That's how I take this anyway, unless I'm taking this completely wrong. You don't think that's what she said? Even now, I still could be. If anybody in the YouTube comments genuinely wants to kind of educate me more on what her problem is here, or if she wants to herself, I would be so happy to hear it. Listen, hold on.
This is based in real life, of course. People of minoritized races, especially black and brown people, have been historically perceived as less intelligent than fair-skinned people. There are countless examples of these groups having their intelligence and humanity undermined through incredibly racist propaganda. It's the fact that they chose Nefer as the character to experience this story out of...
I actually say a lot of the reason why I'm pretty in the dark about all of these situations is because in the UK, they don't really teach us about the bad stuff that we did as a country. They don't teach us about the colonization and all of that shit and what we did to other people, you know? So you kind of have to learn that through other people, and you never get the full story. In history class, we basically learned about all the bad shit that the US did, Hiroshima and Nagasaki and stuff. That was like one of the main things. And then very recent history, and then it went all the way back to like I'm talking freaking Cuban Missile Crisis and and then like Egyptian mythology and stuff. It went all the way back there. So it's like we don't learn about this stuff. I have to learn about this stuff throughout life. It's just the way that it goes.
All the people who live in the desert who have darker skin is what makes it fall flat for me.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, I feel like if they'd have picked someone like Dea, for example, it wouldn't have really made as much sense, because I feel like the point of it was, like, one of the reasons she was discriminated against is because she had pale skin. If they'd have picked someone that was more tan, that did fit in with the rest of the desert people, it wouldn't have made as much sense, right? Which is why I'm like, what would the alternative be? Like a role reversal where it would have been like a darker skinned person in the forest section of Sumeru that got discriminated against? I don't know. I don't fully understand this point, but I think that's just my misunderstanding, I guess. Yeah, and this is why I keep saying it's like I'm not perfect. I definitely don't understand the full situation. It is one of those cases as well where it was quite clearly put forward that the people of the desert were already pretty discriminated against, right, from the people of the forest, and that Nefer was, I guess it kind of happened twice to her. Like, she got, you know, what's the word, like, I can't think, like, expelled to the desert and then also expelled back. It's like she just got the fucking wrong end of the stick both times, which kind of sucks. I don't know. All the desert people are discriminated against. It wasn't just Nefer. She was just the only one. Yeah, I mean, this is like a case of with Sumeru. It's discrimination versus like inside discrimination, right? It's like freaking a dream within a dream. By proxy, every single desert. I was gonna say, oh, maybe that didn't happen actually. Maybe she wasn't in the forest first. I can't remember timelines of that happening, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Well, is already discriminated against 1,000%. Like, that is kind of the whole plot of, well, not the whole plot, but it's a very big undertone to the entirety of the Sumeru arc, right? I'd say
or
it
instead,
is.
Rather,
this is another clip now, moving on to something different. Again, I really don't think she was. I don't think the YouTuber was racist in what she was saying, personally. I didn't see that, at least. Maybe other people did.
Then what would look most interesting or best communicate who the character...
But again, to put it out like... my main thing here, not the main thing, but important thing for me, is a lot of people are saying that I called her racist and caused this. That was just literally just never the case. And even by her own volition here, she literally said it was a different situation. Didn't even mention the Varesa Yansan situation for the racist comments that she was getting from other people. So I don't know where people got that from, other than just an out-of-context clip.
Or instead, they do what they did to Seat Lali recently and just reduce her to a childish simp who gets jealous.
Just so I can give a bit of context here, I think I did just forget to add this. Again, can go watch the Twitch VOD if you want. I think this was in reference to characters being designed with less character details on their outfits. It's basically choosing to give a character a less designed outfit to make them more fan servicey. So she had the option of, for example, here, I don't even think she used this option, but Marionette Sandrone with the skirt, right, the dress, they shortened it. But then also people like Columbina with basically just outright bare legs. I had the original take of, like, for me personally, fan service is less of just the bare legs, because it does nothing for me, and it's more so the intricate details. I really fuck with that. But she was talking about that in this clip, and then it went on to this conversation.
The traveler hangs out with other
people. So let me go back so you get that. I think that was it. I'm pretty sure that was it. It's a 5-minute video of hers. You can go and watch that as well.
Who the character is.
10.
Or instead, they do what they did to Seat Lali recently and just reduce her to a childish simp who gets jealous when the traveler hangs out with other people.
Oh, come on. We're not doing that. We're not doing this, bro. We're not doing this. We are not, bro. That has been a thing since Lali was introduced as a goddamn character, by the way. This is where I start to kind of get a little emotional, I guess, or like my voice starts to get more expressive. I still really don't think it's been hateful. It's just kind of putting all your eggs in one basket for character development, I guess. Not a recent thing. I actually think it's a very endearing thing about Sitlali, and I don't think it reduces her to a traveler simp. I think it shows a lot of her and that she cares. She been like this. She was born this way, bro.
That's your thing. That's completely fine. We don't...
Well, you just said it's not, though, no? Am I crazy?
Or skin, rather than what would look most interesting or best communicate who the character is.
Yeah, that was it. So, I don't know why the fucking video player keeps doing this. I'm so sorry. It was basically, yeah, they removed the character details so they show more skin instead of adding details to the character design that would make them more interesting and show what the character's all about.
Or instead, they do what they did to Seat Lali recently and just reduce her to a childish simp who gets jealous when the traveler hangs out with other people.
I think that's one part of a very broad personality that Sitlali actually has, though. She's grandma at the end of the day.
That's your thing. That's completely fine. We don't have to agree on this.
I don't know why I brought up the grandma thing. I think I go into way more detail in a minute. That makes so much more sense.
I just find it frustrating knowing that Hoyo can write very interesting characters, but decides that writing stuff like this is more important.
So... respectfully, because again, I do want to give credit where credit's due. This is just an opinion on you don't like one aspect of a character and it takes over that entire character for you. Again, trying to give credit where credit's due the entire time. Even in the original reaction, it was pretty chill like this. It wasn't like it really wasn't like a hit piece or anything. There was a lot of things that I agreed with, a lot of things I disagreed with. I can't help the clips that are getting taken out of context. And again, even if you watch the full 2-hour reaction and come to the conclusion that I am a dickhead for doing it, then I'm more okay with that than you just seeing random clips that people are spreading around with the agenda to kind of defame me for some reason. I really don't understand it. But yeah, this is one of those situations where I have no ill will towards the creator at all. I would quite happily get on a call with Candybbug and just like hash this stuff out in general. You know, apologize that if my reaction specifically to her video did cause ill will, which I'm sure it did, to be honest. I can't control everybody. All I can do is, just like at the start of this video, and in general, I always say, like, brigading other people's channels, and it just looks bad on me. Don't fucking do that shit. It's just embarrassing, genuinely. Like, if I watch a video and I don't like the opinions, and then my community goes over to go as far as sending death threats, that looks horrible on me. Like, don't do that shit. I don't want you to do that. It's not healthy. I can only say that so many times, bro. It's like me reducing Tighnari to a mushroom picker in the forest. And oh my god, they could have done so much more with Tighnari instead of making him a mushroom taster in the forest, bro. Like, oh my god, he could have done so much. They could have done so much with Kole, bro, instead of just making it like fairgrounds in the manga. Oh my god. They could have done so much with Ayaka instead of just making her a dancer in a pond with the socks on, bro. Like, if you just hyper-focus on one aspect of a character, it's kind of on you, I think. Citlali had a lot of character development and a lot more to do with the major plot and the Traveler than just being a little bit of a Traveler simp. You could even argue, like, with Citlali, she's just a drunk, right? And that's it. Ignore the Traveler stuff. Oh, she's just a drunk. She doesn't do anything else. Oh, she just likes reading. She doesn't do anything else. Yaimiko, oh, she just likes books. Like, you can do that for every character. It doesn't mean that's all their character has to offer, though.
No, I do not hate revealing designs in principle, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm not attracted to women. There are plenty of revealing designs that...
This was a very weird thing originally that I thought, to be honest. Like, I was never under the impression that Wallace is a chick? Or is it just a revealing design? Well, I'm gonna need clarification of this in the comments, bro. I haven't played that Pokemon, so I don't know. What I was saying though, sorry, is yeah, a lot of people were just like, she hates women, and it's I never really got the impression that she hated women. It was just, I guess maybe just a bad coincidence with everything that she was saying coming together in the middle to meet and cause people to think that, but I don't know. I never really got that impression. It was just misplaced arguments, I felt like, at least in my original reaction.
I think are really beautiful and well done. And I myself enjoy dressing in cute little outfits, as you can see by the Sona design that I made that everyone hated. Again, it's partly about agency, like I
Why did people even do that, by the way? I feel like that's so fucking cringe. Hold on. Let me see this again, even after the fact. I myself enjoy dressing. This was 4 days ago, so it's probably because of the video that she got hate for that.
In cute little outfits, as you can see by the Sona design that I made that everyone hated. Again, it's partly about agency, like I said earlier. I can choose to represent myself how I want.
I was laughing more there because I felt like that was kind of inserted as like a comedic little bit, to be honest. It felt funnier then than it does now.
And this design is actually pretty close to how I dress in real life. But I
think that's fine,
present myself how I want, and this design is
This looks fine. It kind of got Cheska's leggings going on, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm never the fan of, like, odd legs. It's weird. Or at least, like, heavily odd legs, but this design genuinely just looks it looks so normal, bro. It just looks fine, I guess, but I mean, it's a fine outfit. It looks cute, but it's pixels, exactly. I mean, they're all pixels, bro. All of this is about pixels. It should never be this deep. Some people are also taking that clip out of context, now that I remember, saying that me saying they're all pixels, it should never be that deep, is me talking about the death threats specifically, and saying that, like, oh my god, like, basically defended the people that I said the death threats for some reason. Again, I don't know how many times I can freaking say this, bro, but I feel like that's just so obviously not what this was about. This was about her original video that I reacted to, and me saying they're all pixels. It's not that deep to the things about Linnea and stuff. I thought that was very obvious. Clearly it's not, and clearly I got to be more obvious myself about that.
Really pretty close to how I dress in real life. But I have also had people coming after me for not taking fan service into account when it comes to the male characters, because I didn't mention Lowen. First off, I wrote that video before all of that content came out. I basically only knew what he looked like, and I met him in Varka's quest when I wrote the script.
Okay.
And he had like 3 lines in that quest.
Okay, so to preface this, her Linnea reaction and all of that, like, whole segment about Linnea was done, I think, after she did her quest. However, the stuff that she took issue with was all from the teaser posts and from I think, like a 6-second thing at the beginning of the quest where she's chasing Paimon around, I think. Could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty certain that's the case. So with the fact that Lowen's teasers were also out already, and she played through Varka's quest with Lowen in it, we got a good bit of information, to be honest, about Lowen already from the teasers, that, you know, he was a fucking psychopath. We already kind of thought he was going to be a psychopath from the drip marketing. But the way, like, he literally coats his blade in poison, and but you said all this shit about Linnea when she wasn't even out yet. Like, you started off. That was my mistake. It wasn't that she wasn't even out yet. I think it was after that. It was just the wording of the video was slightly confusing, saying that she was weird based off of the character teaser and stuff. So I think it's fair to say, you can have thoughts about Lowen if you've played quests with him in it. Yeah.
The video took a long time to edit, so I couldn't keep up with all of the current content. But I also think it's important to give some more attention to the fan servicey elements of the male characters.
Sure.
Lowen enjoys combat and makes these crazy facial expressions when he fights.
Lowen is a fucking sadist, brother man. Come on now. If you're going to be saying this shit about Linnea, bro, this motherfucker drugs people and slits their throats.
Elements of the male characters. Lowen enjoys combat.
Now, I think, and this could be my misunderstanding, to be honest, I think we already knew this about Lowen before his quest came out, just from the teasers and character demo and stuff that were already out at this point. I think that, like, on screen right now, actually, right? Or is this from Lowen's quest, maybe? So my thing was, like, if you're gonna go as far as to, you know, insinuate that Linnea is this fetishized, like, pervert, basically, just saying Lowen likes combat and stuff feels very weak in comparison to what you said about Linnea. But you could take the two as unrelated, I guess. This one did make me a little bit, you know, a little bit more energetic, but choice combat. Yeah, okay, bro. Like, you could use more aggressive words if you're going to basically imply Linnea as a pedophile at the end of the day, right? Like, you can say, I love Lowen because he's a psychopath, he's a cutthroat mercenary who drugs people. And again, I'm leaving in the parts that make me look pretty bad as well, because I'm not trying to cut out any unnecessary details. This part is quite emotionally charged. Poisons people, and he's pretty fucked up. Like, but it's also not, again, anybody with a brain can see that this is not to send genuine unwarranted hate to this person. It's just a disagreement on a character. You can say that, that's fine. I love Tori because he's so fucked up, bro. Like, it's fine to like evil characters. It is.
Crazy facial
yeah, I think I just correlated two unnecessary points there as well, to be honest. Yes, it's fine to like evil characters, but she was already very clear that she likes evil characters as well. That point is just disregard it. Doesn't matter.
Expressions when he fights. A lot of Flynn's dialogue could be interpreted as flirtatious, and even if it's not, his gentlemanly personality is fan servicey too. Linny wears garters.
I guess, yeah. I've never really seen Flynn's as like a fan servicey character, but I guess, yeah.
And tights and stuff, and he also gives the Traveler a rainbow rose. Goro is a dog boy with a crop top. You can see how it's usually something different with each character, but with the women, I feel like it's always the same and very surface level. She has bare legs, therefore she's fan service. She's a tsundere, therefore she's fan service. Yeah. I don't mind if a character is fan servicey in principle. I actually said in the video that I wished Escoffier was more like Lowen in terms of presentation, because I thought that would have been more interesting. But
I also feel like characters like Lowen can also be fan servicey though, right? There's people out there. I also said I would rather Escoffier be a little bit more like a devil, like she said in her original video, bro. I thought she was going to be. Again, another thing that we kind of agreed on. I find that shit attractive as balls. Isn't like a prime example, basically Love and Deep Space? Because the whole situation with that, I was like, why are people hating on all these characters and stuff? And they were like, oh, they don't like Valko because he can be seen as like aggressive and stuff. But then I asked about all the other characters, and they're like, yeah, all of these other characters are also super fucking aggressive, and some are like manipulative and abusive and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yep. Crazy to me, but it feels like kind of the like you do not the same, but a very similar situation here.
I wish Escoffier was more like Lowen in terms of presentation, because I thought that would have been more interesting. But it gets boring to see it. And just a side note, it's been brought.
Sorry, new clip here. I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. Okay, let's continue. I got my drink.
Attention that someone on Twitter is pretending to be me. I genuinely cannot believe it's that serious. So.
No shot. I don't see an... Oh, I do see the account, actually. Hold on. They joined July 2026. Yeah, no, it's very likely going to be a fake account. Yeah, it's a fake account. That's really fucked up, bro. I'm sorry. Nah, she don't deserve that, chat. I don't think she deserves this. Yeah. Impersonation is flattering, but effed up. But like I say, dude, it's not flattering. I got lost on this topic. I wanted to finish it off with something, but for some reason my brain, again, I'm putting it down to being sick, but it could also just be my stupid fucking brain. To that comment, impersonation's flattering but effed up. I don't think it's flattering, to be honest. I think there's a lot of stuff going around at the minute about impersonation, so I'm going to touch on this very sensitively, to be honest, but it's they're doing this with malicious intent. They're impersonating this person and posting like egregious things to harm their character. That's not okay. That's never going to be okay in any situation. I'm sorry, it's just not. Anybody that's saying that it is okay and that it's flattering, I know that the person in chat saying it's flattering didn't mean like this because they're saying it's fucked up as well, but it's just not, it's not a good look. You don't want to do that to somebody ever. It's quite evil, to be honest. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you can have a differing opinion, and you can think someone's opinion is outright dog shit. Yeah, so I wanted to follow that up with this part. I was gonna be like, yeah, you can have a different opinion to someone and think their opinion is fucking terrible, like the Linnea one, without going as far as to sending things like death threats or impersonating them and trying to ruin their fucking life, bro. It's an opinion on a video game. Like, yes, it might bleed into real life a little bit with some of the opinions. It's still not deep enough to warrant all of this shit that she's getting. Like, I thought that a vast majority... But for some reason, I got totally off topic here. Majority of that video, I felt like maybe the previous video, maybe the first 10, 15 minutes were actually, like, well articulated. Even the bads, there was a lot of negatives in there that were really well articulated. Wrong choice of words. I didn't really mean well articulated, I don't think. I just meant well thought through. Articulated is different. The whole video was pretty well articulated, to be honest. She did a really good job at articulating her thoughts. I guess what I was trying to say is the first part of the video felt more... it's so weird, dude. It felt more like actual existing problems with the game, you know, like the domain time locks and stuff that pretty much would be a net positive for everybody if they fixed. And it slowly went into headcanons and their opinion on very specific things, which again... looking at it now, dude, after all the backlash she got, it's still not warranted for the backlash. But I can understand why people disagree with a lot of the things that she was saying. I can understand that. The two can exist at the same time. Then it kind of just took a deep dive into this is my headcanon and this is why it's wrong. And it kind of just stayed there for the rest of the video. That's what I don't like. I feel like if you're going to start a video with a very objective mindset, you can't... And again, I use the word objective and subjective here, and I don't even necessarily mean objective and subjective. I just couldn't really think of the right words, but it's basically what I just explained. And I can't stray off the deep end and go full subjective, full force at the end there, right? When I went through this stage myself, dude, when I just... honed in on all the things that I hated about the game, and I spoke about it like they were facts that everybody wanted changed. Clearly wasn't the case. Yeah. There was a lot of people in the community that had comment, and they're like, I actually think the reason why I was so chill for the most part with the react to her video is because I saw myself in how she's kind of making this video now. Not myself right now, but myself when I was going through a very severe burnout, and I feel like people rightfully called me out for being very, very pessimistic and not giving grace to, you know, the devs or the players that just didn't really care that much about things being changed. Like now, people like to, for some reason, again, spin this narrative that I never criticize the game, which if you watch me for even 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you will see that I criticize the game when it's needed. Of course I do. The fucking skip button thing was an absolute joke. Like, yeah, we got something great, but I always criticize Hoyo when it's necessary. They always typically give half-assed fixes to things that just cause more problems later down the line. For some reason, there's this narrative that I just don't criticize Hoyo, and it's not that I don't criticize them. It's that I've gone from never criticizing them on YouTube to only criticizing them on YouTube to finally now, for the past, like, year-ish, having an actually balanced, healthy mindset of I am going to enjoy what this game is bringing to me while also criticizing the things that I think could be better for the entire community. And but I'm not going to go into it expecting that my criticism, lowly fucking YouTuber over here who they probably don't really care about more than other general players, is going to have any kind of impact, because it's been proven time and time again that that's not going to happen. So why am I going to waste my time, effort, energy, you know, put blood, sweat, and tears into asking for some minor thing to change that is only going to improve my enjoyment by like maybe 1%? And the success rate has been 0%. Like, I'm just not going to waste my time and energy for that, right? I love watching your videos, but you're dead wrong about this. Yeah, this is what people used to tell me when I was just hyper negative. You got to stop like going down this path of acting like you speak for everybody. Because a lot of people really like my commentary videos like this when they are just my thoughts and how I feel about a situation. When I'm not trying to force my like ideological agendas onto everybody and say that it's a fact that should be going there, right? Yeah. Again, one of those things where like if I do a video like this, I'm very forward with my opinions now, but I'm not trying to make everybody believe that. I say quite a lot of the time, it's like, this is another person on the other side of this screen, bro. If you disagree, but again, the level of disagreements is just too far in this case, which is really sad. Then there was other people that would send me horrific messages, compare me to horrific people, when I don't think it was ever that bad either, right? Like, I never went off like the deep end, but I was teetering over there for a while. I was, admittedly. I hope this person can actually listen to the feedback that is going to be important for them and make a good career out of this, because right now it's like, these two videos have got them. So this is going to be important to discuss. This was a weird argument by me, to be honest. If again, just being very honest, it's a reason why I didn't upload this video to YouTube instantly, because I realized afterwards I was like, some of this stuff just is incorrect or could very easily be incorrect. But let me go back a minute. Hold on. For a while, I was, admittedly. I hope this person can actually listen to the feedback that is going to be important for them and make a good career out of this. So I want them to make a good career out of YouTube. It's an amazing job. I'm very grateful and thankful to be in the position that I'm currently in. I think everybody should be able to do it, and it's very enjoyable and very cool. And I don't think that they've ruined their career based off 1 or 2 fucking videos, bro, no matter what everybody says. But listen, the main thing is, and I'm really sorry, I am going to play this again. I deadass am sick, and my brain fog is like, I forget things after like 10 seconds. I went off like the deep end, but I was teetering over there for a while. I was, admittedly. I hope this person can actually listen to the feedback. Jesus. Yeah, another clip that I've seen going around is this, where I'm saying like, I hope they can listen to the feedback, and then people are like, what feedback? What feedback? Like, this is fucking terrible. You're just like emotional in your reaction. I'm not talking about my feedback. I'm talking about the actual healthy feedback that was originally in her comment section when I watched the video when it had like 100,000 views, right? I'm talking about the people that are giving healthy feedback, like maybe just take a little break, or if you don't like the game anymore, like genuinely, if you don't like the game anymore, that's fine. Sunk cost fallacy is one thing. It's actually healthier to just, detach yourself, and it is hard, but I'm talking about that. And even for the content, there's something else I say later down the line, which I'll bring up again, but I speak about me wishing that she'd make positive content. Positive was the wrong choice of word, but I used it once by accident instead of the other word, which I do use, which was passionate. I'd rather her make some content that she's like very passionate about, and it shines through. And she goes into that a little bit as well. But let's just let it play. I'll let you just listen to it, and then I'll speak on feedback that is going to be important for them and make a good career out of this. Because right now it's like, these two videos have got them monetized on YouTube, but at the same time, their audience is just Genshin haters now. So this person is either going to become a Genshin grifter, or, and that was the plan. I use the word grift wrong quite frequently, and I'm very aware of this, but it kind of just flows off the tongue, bro. A grifter is someone that, lies to you to make money, basically deceives you to make money. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean that. I basically just meant they're going to, all along, like with this, they could quite easily build a monetized platform off of hatred, basically, or like things that they don't actually like.
Someone on Twitter is...
Which is fine, you can do that.
Pretending to be me.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
I genuinely cannot believe it's that serious.
You have to remember this is a real person on the other side of this screen. Yes, they might have shitty opinions. Yes, they might think they might be the main character and everything should revolve around them. It's still a real person, bro. I'm going to be very honest here. I'm going to let that play again so you can actually listen to it. I want you to listen to the exact words that I say. You have to remember this is a real person on the other side of this screen. Yes, they might have shitty opinions. Yes, they might think they might be the main character and everything should revolve around them. The shitty opinions was about her. The main character and everything should revolve around them, I kind of just said. I remember saying it, and then afterwards thinking I got to clarify that I wasn't actually talking about her. She knows she ain't the main character, bro. Like, she knows. Jesus Christ. But sometimes we just see shit. And again, this is why it was on Twitch and not on YouTube, because I'd like to clarify these things before I make an actual fucking public video about it. But then, obviously, out of context clips go around. this one didn't even go out of context. I just wanted to address this one because what the fuck, bro? That that sounds like I'm saying that about her, and I really wasn't. There's plenty of things that I could have said that would have fit her situation a lot more. That was not one. It's still a real person, bro.
So,
but the point still stands. It is still a real person. Whether you like them or not, the best thing you could do is just block. Don't watch this user. That's it. That's the best thing you can do if you actually just don't like their opinions and stuff, if you're not open to discussing them.
so if you see anybody called Candybbug on Twitter or TikTok
Still a real
or
person.
anywhere else except for Instagram or YouTube,
And again, I think it's quite clear that I don't condone harassment and going at other CC's videos to brigade them. Again, I've said it time and time again. It just makes me look bad, especially when I'm saying stuff like this. It is a real person. Just be fucking kind.
that is not me. I haven't even really been reading comments recently because it's so overwhelming. I promise you, I do not have time to go deleting comments that disagree with me.
Fair.
If your comment disappeared, it could be for one of the reasons that I'm going to put on screen now.
Yep.
So thank you in advance for giving me grace with this video. I have other ideas for...
I tried, honestly. I feel like this video kind of went like the last video, though, where it started off decent with a good intro, and then for the rest of the video, it was just condescension, and here's why I was right all along.
more like...
For this part, it was more so... condescension less so. Again, maybe just a wrong choice of words. A little bit. I saw some people in chat along the way saying that she sounded very condescending at certain points, which I agree with to an extent, but it's actually a point that we haven't even gotten to yet. The rest of it, though, it was condescending. I feel like this video kind of went like the last video, though, where it started off decent with a good intro, and then for the rest of the video, it was just condescension, and here's why I was right all along. Yeah, I think a lot of the parts were very much here's why I was right all along. But again, I really don't necessarily think that is a bad thing. This video is called follow-up to my Genshin video. It's not a fucking apology, bro. She's not sat here with a fucking ukulele. If she wants to double down, she has full right to double down. I just think it was unexpected. It's kind of baller, to be honest. It fucking was. Kind of baller. But yeah, that's kind of my look on it.
More lighthearted, non-Genshin videos, as I will probably take a break from the game. After all that's happened, lighthearted, non-Genshin videos.
So this is the videos that she plans to make after this. Littlest Pet Shop, an overview and analysis of the Littlest Pet Shop Generation 7 reboot. Big Time Rush, an analysis of the BTR TV show, which I love. Hey, change the R to an S and I'm there, baby. BTS! BTS!
Videos, as I will probably take a break from the game. After all that's happened, I honestly feel like I can't even look at this game the same way anymore.
Yeah.
This fandom is so incredibly...
I think a break would fix that, though, genuinely. It did for me.
...toxic, and I guess I was stupid to think...
This part is also being clipped, and I will clarify this, to be honest, because this sounds really fucked up. It does. I come across as really... I don't know the correct word for this. A lot of people say victim blaming, but I don't even think it's that. I think it's just nasty. I think it just come across as quite nasty.
Think that they wouldn't jump down my throat at every...
Okay. Listen, I'm really trying to give the benefit of the doubt here. You cannot act like you are a 100% victim here. Yes, there's going to be some... I specifically say 100% because she is a victim here. She's a victim of the horrible people. Like, the people that are sending her death threats and stuff. Yes, she is 100% a victim of that. But some of the other stuff, like the overall negative reception to a lot of the things that she said, those are just her genuine thoughts that she's doubled down on, right? So like the Linnea stuff as a big example. It's the biggest example of the video, to be honest. So it's like, yes, for some of the things, like the very important things, to be honest, the real life consequence things, she is a victim of, 100%. But with what she's saying here about the Genshin community, for some reason I didn't really associate this with the death threats at the time, I think. I think this was more so just about, like, the negative reception to the video.
To think that they wouldn't jump down my throat at every...
Okay.
Like the jump down my throat at every turn kind of thing?
I'm really trying to give the benefit of the doubt here. You cannot act like you are a 100% victim here. Yes, there's going to be some bad eggs that say some horrific shit, but you are part of that toxic fandom with the way that you are talking and what you expect from everybody here. I do think that's the case. And again, this is speaking from experience. I was also part of that toxic fandom, right? A year ago now, over a year ago. Some people might even say now for different reasons, but you're always going to be freaking compared to that, to be honest. It's like, I used to do this exact same thing to a different level for different reasons. Like I said multiple times, clearly I'm a lore player. This girl plays more for the fan servicey elements, surprisingly. Or maybe not fan servicey elements, but I think in the first video it was like shipping stuff, and she said herself she's not really a lore player, right? I'm pretty sure. So it's like, when I see stuff like this, I do think you kind of you contribute to the toxicity in the fandom. Not to the level of these other motherfuckers that are sending death threats. Obviously, same as me, bro, right? I contributed to the toxicity of the fandom, but not to the level of people sending me death threats. At the time, I thought that was obvious. Now, I realize I needed to clarify that a little bit more. Say it kinder, to be honest, because like I said before, this is a real person on the other side of the screen. I should have been kinder with my words there. I'm sorry, that is just the way it is. Just like I used to be a part of the toxic side of the fandom, openly admitting, as I have many times, I've grown and developed as a person from there. Hopefully, this person does the same thing, because this is not the time to be playing victim after 2 videos where you just double down. Terrible choice of words, because again, she is a victim, but yeah. That was just bad choice of words on my part, genuinely. It was on both.
For all that's happened, I honestly feel like I can't even look at this game the same way anymore.
Yeah, I feel like taking a break from the game is the best thing to do. That's what I did.
This fandom is so incredibly toxic, and I guess I was stupid to think that they wouldn't jump down my throat at every turn. I'm also confused because some of you seem to think this is like a psyop, like I'm putting this video out for a reason or getting paid to do it, instead of it being a video that's not very good because...
Okay, that seems like a stretch, to be honest. Well, it is a stretch. There's also I hate even saying this, dude. There's also good reason for it. Good reason for people to think that, and it's because was it in China or Korea or something? Somewhere in Asia. I think it was China on Bilibili, to be honest. This exact thing recently happened, I think. Or a rumor of it went around and people believed it at face value. Something like this actually happened where there were industry plants paid by opposing gaming companies to slander other games, which is crazy. Actually crazy. So I think that's why people are now thinking this, since 2 channels in the past 2 weeks have done the same thing. But again, even this one, it's not even slandering the game that much. It's just honing in on very specific points, I guess. It's a bit different. I don't think it's a psyop.
It's my first...
I still don't think it's a psyop, by the way. I don't.
First one where I wanted to talk about my...
I think this is a Genshin hater that decided that they've seen other people make similar videos to this that have popped off in numbers. Let me change my words here, because again, this is why I like to review videos and stuff before I post them on YouTube, so I can actually do this. When you're live, it's a very different atmosphere. I think a lot of people are probably aware of that. Maybe I should watch these videos off stream more often instead of on stream, so I'm kind of not influenced by the live audience. But going back to what I say here, because it's important.
It's my first one where I wanted to talk about my...
I think this is a Genshin hater that decided that they've seen other people make similar videos to this that have popped off in numbers, even first videos, like the one we watched from a couple of weeks ago, which was kind of the same as this, to be honest, not much different. This one went into more detail. I don't... my choice of words was incorrect yet again here. I don't think she was a Genshin hater. I think she was a disgruntled Genshin player. I think she is a fan of the game. I just think for the past 2 years, she's probably been quietly going through what I went through as well. And it just kind of hit rock bottom with this video, you know? Like, her love for the game, I guess. And it's a very easy way to get your channel monetized, because to get monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. There's a few topics that many people do to get monetized nowadays. I wasn't even aware back when I reacted to Genshin stuff that was a popular thing. Because to be fair, at that point, I didn't really watch YouTube at all. I mainly watched Twitch. But I've noticed nowadays a lot of people like react to all the Genshin stuff, Woo War stuff as well. HSR stuff does insanely well for a lot of people. And then even other games, right? If there's a hot topic, basically, those kind of videos are really good at getting you instant monetization because they garner a lot of attention and views. And listen, I go on to say this here. Now that I've had a day to think about it, bro, I don't necessarily think that this is the case and this person is doing it out of pure hatred or like they're doing it just to get monetized. But I will say, if that was their intention, pretty fucking smart, bro. Like, dead ass. I'm not saying like it's an incorrect thing to do. I think you just got to go into it with the acknowledgement that you're you know, gonna disgruntle a large amount of very passionate fans of the games. That's kind of what I was meaning to bring up with this, but I did a very bad job at it. A 1 hour long video with over 100,000 views is already there, basically. Like, you've already got the watch time, and she's already got over 1,000 subs. So I feel like this was a quick gimmick way to get, like, your monetization enabled on YouTube. And I'm not saying this person doesn't play Genshin, by the way. I do think they are just a disheartened Genshin player. There we go. Sorry, I guess I did clarify myself there, but I should have thought about it for an extra 30 seconds before saying Genshin hater. but I think they saw it as an easy opportunity to kickstart their YouTube career. I do. That's my outlook, and what a lot of people's outlook is probably going to be.
Feelings about it.
I actually disagree now. I don't think it's what a lot of people's opinions were going to be. I think it's what a lot of YouTubers' opinions are going to be. Because now that I think about it, it's like a lot of people ain't going to know that shit, bro. They're not going to give a fuck. It's probably just what a lot of existing YouTubers are going to think. And I think I'm wrong. I do. I think that part is wrong.
Game I liked, or that I wanted to get it out before Snezhnaya so that my points wouldn't lose relevance.
Not going to lie, it's actually genius. Easy money. It is. It's very smart. It is. Genuinely.
And because this game comes out with updates faster than I can keep up with, or because I made it about a popular topic so people get...
What is this shit that she's showing? Occam's Razor. This was the part where I was like, this part felt kind of condescending, like people were saying. This was the condescending part that I took from this entire video, but it might have just been chance, to be honest, but I'll let you consider. Occam's Razor is a principle from philosophy. Suppose an event has two possible explanations. Occam's Razor says that the explanation with the fewest assumptions is usually correct. Yeah, this sounds so condescending, bro. That she put this here. This sounds so fucking condescending. She's basically just saying like, oh yeah, y'all are fucking overthinking everything. It's like, bro, you utilize this for your thinking. We could all do this. I could do this more. You really think the simplest explanation for Linnea really liking Melazines is the fact that she's a pervert? Or do you think it's because she's just never seen them before and she's amazed by them? What's the easiest correlation to make there? Yeah, like you got to utilize your own logic if you're going to put this at the end of the video and call everybody else out for it. You have to. You have to.
Recommended it easier. Not everything is some kind of conspiracy.
It is. She is very close to just like the nail on the head. Genuinely,
everything is some kind of conspiracy. You can feel free to say how much you think I'm a waste of space or whatever.
She's not a waste of space, bro. God damn it! I even not in this freaking video. I don't think people. There's going to be some people that do think that.
Probably not going to read it, to be honest. I've gotten enough DMs already.
But she's not. And this is the original reaction to, again, the death threats, which I apparently laughed at, which I cleared up in the beginning, but I will go over it again. They appear on screen. You can see I'm pretty freaking disgusted by them. And I get to this one, which I do indeed chuckle at because it's just fucking insane. This one's not a death threat. This one is, I literally read, fed your art to AI since I felt like annoying you, kiss. It's just so fucking petty that I had a pity laugh for the person posting it, for the person sending it, genuinely. But again, if you see that out of context, I can see why it'd be bad. But the people posting it out of context are the dicks. I'm going to keep it a buck.
It's some kind of conspiracy. You can feel free to say how much you think. It seems very
obvious to me when you actually see the full clip and listen to the words afterwards instead of stopping it after the chuckle.
I'm not going to read it, to be honest. I've gotten enough DMs already.
Okay, a lot of these are fucked up. Jesus Christ! Again, these are fucking horrible people, bro. These are horrible people. This one, though, this might be some of the most petty shit. It is petty. It's still gross. Both of these messages might be the two most petty messages I have ever seen in my life. Oh my god. Girl, I hope you know how much you're getting dragged on Twitter. You know, after this was posted without context, and I'm not trying to make myself out to be a victim here. I am literally just a victim of, like, people taking out of context clips and posting them about this shit, right? At the end of the day, Candybbug's a lot more of a victim in this situation for the entire death threats. But since this went public, before I could like actually address anything and everything was taken out of context, I've had so many messages, bro. To be fair, I am not afraid of using the hide user from this fucking channel button, not on YouTube at the very least. That is something that I've kind of just gotten used to at this point, you know? But there was a lot of long-winded messages, but also a couple of people that are just, you know, calling old Genshin fans subhuman and then comparing the games and also calling me a pedo in the same sentence just because they saw out of context clips, I guess. And then another person saying, I know where you live. It's like, what the fuck makes you feel better here? There's another person that's like, someone needs to take action to ensure BranOnline faces consequences. He continues to urge his viewers to verbally abuse that girl. When... Another one, oh shit, it's that dude who's predatory to smaller online female content creators. Like, Some people will go to the ends of the earth to make you out to be some fucking cinema movie level villain after seeing like a couple of out of context clips. I hope that now you're actually getting the context here. It can at least sway your opinion a little fucking bit. Was I a bit of a dick? Yes, bro. Just like everybody in the whole situation was for reacting to the video and talking bad about a lot of the stuff. Yeah, everybody was a bit of a dick. She was a bit of a dick. None of us deserve anything that's going on right now. She doesn't deserve it. I don't deserve it. The other people, memos that I've seen on Twitter, doesn't deserve it. Like, if there's people that are actually being egregious and actually, you know, telling their fan base to go and harass this person, then they deserve it. But putting those words in my mouth, acting like all of this is my fault when she was already getting shit before I watched the video on Twitter and stuff, it's like, I'm sorry, that just kind of blows my mind a little bit. It's like you're looking for a scapegoat, and I fit that narrative for some reason, probably because of the past situations with Genshin and other CCs, but it's just not the case in this situation. It's just misguided, if I can be very honest. It is just misguided. This is the last video I'm making on the topic, by the way, and then I'm moving on from it. But OC, unless Candybbug would like to speak, of course, but I'd rather do that offline as well. Looking like Chaska, so you both equally chopped anyways. Fed your art to AI since I felt like annoying you. Kiss. Bro, people out here are getting fucking insane. My God.
Threatening me with violence or doxing or telling me to kill myself. Hence why if... And
again, as I said in the beginning of the video, probably should have focused on the other ones. I feel like that was my biggest downfall here. It's not the laughing at the egregious comment up here, but it's the fact that that was what I pinpointed on after condemning the other ones, right?
If you have tried to message me in the last few days, you haven't been able to.
Yeah, closing the DMs is a very smart... Wait, but this is Twitter. I was so confused here. I was very confused because I basically only use Twitter as a social media, bro. I don't really use Instagram much, and I've never seen the DM section of it. Also TikTok and stuff. So, bro, all of these fucking social media sites look the damn same at this point. It's especially the DM system. It's Instagram. Crazy. Am I crazy? I feel like this is Twitter. Could you call people on Instagram? What the fuck? I know. Instagram. That has no clue. Why can you call people on Instagram? I don't have any message requests. I deleted them all. So I was checking here to see if they did all look the same for like the message requests. Usually I've got message requests, but I think I went through them recently. No, if that's what it looks like, to be fair. I'm not trying to fucking dig around for a reason or anything, but it just very much looked like the Twitter one. Great background, looks like TikTok. Maybe. Can you even message people on TikTok, bro? I deadass don't know.
Hence why if you have tried to message me in the last few days, you haven't been able to. I just wanted to take a moment to clarify some of the stuff in the video that drew the most negative attention and that I wish I did better on looking back. That video was rushed because, like I said, I wanted to get it out before Snezhnaya, but it took me so long to write and edit it that it probably wasn't even worth it in the end. But either way, I shouldn't have rushed through it, so I'm sorry for that again. I don't know if it will help to make this, but I guess the least I can do is try and amend some things. Thank you again if you've said anything nice or if you've been constructive with your criticism. And I'm sorry The
most constructive criticism I can actually give, and this is me being... this is also getting taken out of context, but yet again, I will explain at least my thought process behind it. So serious right now is, this is a video game. It ain't that fucking deep. Your headcanons are not fact. Those three things, I think, would solve all of this. So people also seem to think that this is my constructive criticism on her getting death threats. Again, for some weird reason, probably the out of context clips, but I genuinely don't know. They took this and said that this is my response to her getting death threats. This is my constructive criticism on the original reaction video, like the original video that she posted. Nothing to do with the death threat situation. This was the constructive criticisms that I would have had for that video. Given this is me being so serious right now. Again, I thought it was obvious, but clearly not. This is a video game. It ain't that fucking deep. Your headcanons are not fact. Those three I obviously was not saying the death threats ain't that deep. I was saying the first video was not as deep as a lot of the parts. Things I think would solve all of this, especially the last part.
I'm sorry if your nice comment got buried by all of the negativity. Maybe I'll see you soon for a different topic, but I'm honestly not sure after the way this went. Bye.
It really does feel just a little bit like victim-esque. I'm surprised. The light to this, like, again, terrible choice of words there. I think it was most of the tone of voice at the end, but I'm not the fucking tone police out here. Bad choice of words. Victim-esque in the sense of, like, It was, again, that wasn't anything to do with the death threats either. It was more so at the end of the...
Soon for a different topic, but I'm honestly not sure after the way this went. Bye.
It was mainly based on like the ending there. Again, just to be very clear, I'm not trying to cut out parts that make me look bad. This does make me look bad. I wasn't meaning I'm like victim blaming her for everything, obviously. I just meant the response felt kind of like a woe is me besides the death threats. I'm happy to take those aside and say, yeah, that's fucked up. But that one fucked up thing doesn't necessarily make me just believe all of her other points, like the Linnea stuff, right? But yeah, it's like someone said here, this sorry at the end of the video feels very shallow considering the majority of the video, which is, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. But yeah, bad choice of words on my part. I'll play it again.
I'm sorry if your nice comment got buried by all of the negativity. Maybe I'll see you soon for a different topic, but I'm honestly not sure after the way this went. Bye.
It really does feel just a little bit like victim-esque. I'm surprised. The like to dislike ratio is kind of crazy, bro. It's like almost more dislikes than likes. But again. Okay, wait, let me read this. I don't think this will stop the negative comments or messages or anything, but I wanted to make sure that I clarified some stuff that I should have explained better or more tactfully, that's all. And then an edit to the comment. I was under the impression that slut was a reclaimed term. I don't fucking know about this part, to be honest. I left it in just because it remains confusing to me, I guess, and... like, I don't know. I wasn't even using it negatively against Navia. It was supposed to be lighthearted, especially because of how much I praised her design. I'm sorry if I'm off base or if my tone didn't communicate that. You know what? Benefit of the doubt situation. Hold up. Again, I don't fucking hate this person, bro. I'm very happy to give the benefit of the doubt. I do not hate this person at all. I think she had some really bad takes in the original video, but she does not deserve all the shit that she's been getting. If I could just repeat that one more time.
Mine is basically a sluttier version of a traditional French aristocratic gown, but
in this context of where they're talking about like characters' designs and what they like and dislike and what Hoyo do good and bad, I feel like that is a very backhanded sluttier, I guess. She likes the design, it's not meant as an insult. Terrible choice of words then. And I don't think I'm alone in thinking that. Yeah, I think if that is the case, it is just an unfortunate choice of words because a lot of people ain't gonna know that sluttier is a term of endearment, I guess. It sounds like a backhanded compliment is what it sounds like. Lowen canonically spikes people's drinks, by the way. Also that. Career ended at debut. I don't think this is a career ender. I don't. Just to be entirely honest, bro, yet again, I think this is a masterfully genius plan. Because I guarantee you this person is now just going to drop the Genshin stuff unless it's a negative video because she knows it gets views. And just try to... I take back that part again after going after it. I don't think it's worth it to get as much hate as she has gotten. You can dislike a video without, you know, encouraging death threats and stuff. That shit gotta stop, bro. There needs to be actual consequences for the people that are actually doing that. Instead of just scapegoating somebody saying it's their fault when they realistically just reacted to a video and didn't like some of the points, to then put words in their mouth and say it's your fault that your community is sending death threats to this person when, bro, I obviously I don't know these fucking people, bro. They could be part of your community. They could be part of Toronto's community, Asmongold's community, frickin' Emong's community. They could be part of anybody's. I don't know. I have not sent my people to do anything because it looks bad for me. Why would I want that? Use your fucking brains, right? Let's call a buck. Make other content. Now, here's the slight problem with that. Her content quality is actually really good. It is. It's really high quality. It's a really good video. That first video she made was incredibly well edited. And it was actually like an enjoyable watch, taking away all of the actual context. It's a high quality video, easy to watch. You could spend an hour watching that video, it'd be great. Can she go and start making other types of videos with that quality that are going to get this many views? Listen, is it possible? Yes. Is it going to be incredibly fucking difficult? Yes, because shitting on Genshin is such easy views, bro. And it's going to be controversial. Not everybody's going to like the video, but they're going to watch it anyway because people who love Genshin will watch hate-fueled videos. It's just the case. However, you know what? I truly hope this person puts down the game. I hope they put their passions in areas that they are actually enjoying things in life instead of trying to make a career out of just fucking hating shit, right? And I hope they're successful. I hope they're successful covering something they're more positive about, because this is what I was talking about earlier in the video. Again, just an incorrect word there for positive. I just meant passionate. I want them to cover things that they're actually passionate about. I feel like there wasn't exactly passion in that video. Maybe there was remorse. Maybe there was a bit of passion, to be fair. She was clearly passionate about the game previously. Yeah, maybe passionate is even the wrong word, but that's the one that I kind of landed on. At the end of the day, they did all of this work for this video. Yep. I thought the video itself was really well edited. The message of the video was kind of dog shit for me personally, but it'd be a shame for that talent to add the previous video, obviously, you know, like the 1 hour banger, basically. That was very well edited. This one wasn't well edited, so again, the out of context things going around saying I was saying that this message didn't resonate with me. Obviously not the case. I was talking about the original video. Actually go to waste. So I hope she does use it for those topics she said at the end and puts her powers to what she's passionate about and actually is successful. I do. I hope that's the case. I don't want her career to be ended at debut like people are saying here. No. Shitting on Genshin is like a death sentence. I don't think it is. It's not. I don't think it is. Especially if she starts making successful content on totally unrelated games. But yeah, like the concept of having a bachelor's in education, it's not a death sentence for anything, bro. It's like you can, there's plenty of people that have made careers off of shitting on Genshin. And a big part of their career is shitting on Genshin or shitting on other games. Like that is... It's definitely not a career ender. But refusing to learn is... I'm sorry the entire community corrected me, but here's why I'm not wrong. Dropping a game you don't like anymore with many... Yeah, this was some other comments here. I'm sorry the entire community corrected me, but here's why I'm not wrong. This one, I don't think that's necessarily the truth, to be honest. The video actually had, I think, more likes than dislikes, which means she had more people agreeing with her than disagreeing with her, which is fair, you know? Like, it is what it is. You can look at it that way, too. There is just a lot of people that did not like certain portrayals, like Linnea. Extra steps. Predatory manners. She just found a Melusine cute. You were reaching. Yeah. The fact that she doubled down on the Linnea stuff is mind-blowing to me. I'm not going to cap. But it is what it is. She clearly is just not the target audience for this game anymore after, like, Inazuma, probably. And just latched on for a few years because of sunk cost fallacy and ended up here. At the end of the day... Sorry, I look a fucking mess right now. At the end of the day, yeah, I wasn't the nicest in the follow-up video, or the OG reaction, to be fair. There was some parts where I was dismissive of her points and stuff. I think it's very obvious to everybody that at no point, and no way, shape, or form was I ever encouraging of horrible behavior to another person, right? I don't agree with that. I never have agreed with that. It makes me look fucking terrible if that was going to be the case. So I guarantee you a lot of the people that are doing it will, you know, just like in previous situations, bro, there'll be people that are saying that they're from a certain community and they're not, and it makes them look bad. People have done that even for Genshin and Wu-War, bro. It's just obviously not the case. It does piss me off a little bit, but I'm also kind of over it at this point. Kind of just want it to chill down. And like I said, for Candybbug, if you are watching this, Candybbug, I would very much like to apologize to you one-on-one if you think my reaction was, you know, like in bad faith, basically. If you think it was in bad faith, I will happily speak to you about it on stream, off stream, whatever you want. If you want people to be there, I don't really care. Just so you know, it was obviously never my intent for people to go sending you death threats. I feel like that much is very fucking obvious, and I obviously wasn't calling you racist or laughing at the death threats. Like, these out of context clips are getting way fucking out of hand, bro. I'm sick as fuck right now. I had to make this video to at least get something out there and just clear up some of the miscommunications and my terrible choice of words and terrible thoughts from yesterday's video as well. So I'm gonna go chill for a little bit. Thank you for giving me the time and watching the video. This is the last I'm going to talk on it. You can make your own minds up based on this, and like I say, if you want to check the rest of the full video, you can go check the Twitch as well. If there was anything on there that I just forgot to input, leave a comment. I'll address it there. Nothing intentional. Peace.